Milana Pilco.
Yeah.
Hey, everybody. So my name is Dr. Bermisla Dyer. I am here with the co-founder of Custom Made Weight Loss and Nursing Solutions. I have my business partner, co-founder with me.
Hi, I'm Danushka Pardo. I'm a nurse practitioner. I've been working with Burmy for some years now. We're excited to just boost our 20 in 12 weeks weight loss challenge. Happy to be here. And hi, Milana.
Hey.
So we're both Danushka and I are celebrating. This is our first year anniversary that we have been in business. We opened our doors for Custom Made Weight Loss and Nursing Solutions April 27th of last year, Saturday, April 27th. And so our very first patient that walked through our doors, you see here in the screen with us, is Milana Meadows. So hey, Milana. Thank you for joining us. So we just wanted to introduce ourselves and say hello to everybody. We're in the hot seat today. We're going to be having a series all week long where we'll be talking to some of our patients who have gone through our program. We'll talk to them and ask them about their struggles and their successes in our program, their trials and their tribulations with weight, dealing with weight and managing weight. We know that we're having huge issues right now as we go through the coronavirus. So we wanted to offer our services and medical professionals to give some guidance and give you a chance to come on board with us as we join the 20-pound and 12-week weight loss challenge. So we're in the hot seat. Milana's going to be asking us a couple questions. We're doing a little Q&A session as we celebrate our first year anniversary as businesswomen with our practice. Milana, take it away. I know you've got some questions for us.
Well, let's do a little cute little icebreaker first. I want to ask you, how are you doing, Burmy? How are you doing, Danushka? How are you guys coping with being stuck in the house and social distancing and people's birthdays is popping up, hair ain't done, nails ain't done? How are you guys surviving that?
Burmy, I'll let you go first.
Yes. So you see, I have my little head wrap on here because I haven't been able to make it out to get my hair done. So I'm faking it until I make it. I just have my little lip gloss that's popping and my earrings, and I'm keeping it moving. Business-wise, I will say it has been a little setback. Obviously, we can't be in our practice right now. I consider medical weight loss is not necessarily essential life and death, but we are still offering our service virtually. But our doors have closed. We're not able to do the main services that we like to provide in-house. But for the most part, the social distancing, I'm out wearing masks, and it's annoying. I can't stand it. My breath is hot. I'm tired. People are looking at me sideways when I walk back down the street. I have the coronavirus. Stay away from me. It's been a challenge. It really has. It's a huge adjustment. I know all of us are going to be excited to get past this once it's finally over.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I would definitely agree. I just think that this time is a time to reflect. It's given America just a moment to actually take a step back and sort of reflect as to what's going on. We've been moving very fast as Americans in general, the whole world in general. And so this moment is actually a step back to think that there are people who are going through the same things that we're going through, except for they actually do this on a daily basis. People in other countries and different things like that, where they don't always have resources and they can't always get to things the way they need to. So this is a moment for all of us to reflect and sort of be grateful for the things that we do have. Pray for the people who are going through, losses. My heart goes out to so many people who are having trouble right now, who are sick, who are in the hospitals, to the nurses who are actually working and, going on. I have a best friend who's actually going into the unit right now. So it's just a matter of, just having strength for everyone, and everyone look out for each other and try to make the best of it and, do the best we can do. But we're fortunate to be able to support and fortunate to be able to keep going and thriving. And honestly, I'm tired of my kids, though. Love them, but I'm tired of them.
So you guys are nurses and nurse practitioners and all of that, but are you guys involved with any kind of medical work with the COVID-19 right now outside of the weight loss?
Well, fortunately for me, right now, I'm able to actually do telemedicine, where I'm actually checking in on patients, people who are at home, who I pretty much see how they're doing, see how they're actually dealing with this whole COVID, also with their medical conditions, how they're actually being able to address some of their conditions, whether or not they're, stable or if they're not. I actually had a patient today who her blood pressure's 190 over 87, and she's been sitting on it and, not having any treatment. And, you may not know, a lot of people, most times your blood pressure should be 120 over 80. So to have a systolic blood pressure in the 190s is relatively high. And so you want to get that addressed. So for me, I'm checking in on these patients, making sure that they're getting these needs taken care of.
And I'm similar, right? Doing, looks like there's a little bit of echo. I'm doing something similar in terms of me doing the virtual healthcare through a virtual platform, and doing the same thing, managing people who are coming in, doing screenings for whether or not we should send them out for testing, and then also managing some of the other things. Because a lot of folks are really afraid of going out, even if they're not necessarily dealing with COVID. Maybe they have an ear infection or, a really bad headache or back pain or something. So when folks are coming in, those are the things that we're treating, but then also triaging folks if we think that they may have or suspect for corona, then we're sending them out to a higher level of care for that. So yes. And then also, I don't know if folks know that I'm in the military. So a portion of my unit has been deployed and mobilized outside to help with the comfort, to help in New York, New Jersey and Guam. I have not been deployed, but we're all standing by knowing that our services may be needed, and it'd be an honor for us to go out and serve and to help in that capacity. So that's what we're doing.
Well, thank you guys for your service, and thank you for your double service, Burmy. Doctors are unsung heroes. You guys take care of us, and we do the same stupid stuff over and over and over. And y'all are just so gracious and just keep on giving us positive reinforcement. So I definitely want to say thank you for that. So let's dive into these questions.
Okay, let's do it.
Why did you decide to become a nurse practitioner? What's your why?
So for me, I always knew that I wanted to do something in the healthcare profession. That all started when I was watching ER, believe it or not, and I saw Nurse Carol, and I knew that I wanted to do something to that capacity. So when I made my decision, I went in the direction. I really didn't feel like going through all the schooling that's required to go to med school, but I knew that I wanted to do something in the healthcare profession, so I decided I wanted to be a nurse. And then after becoming a nurse, I realized, hey, there's another opportunity for me to advance my level of practice and my knowledge and education, and still operate in a higher level of nursing. And so that's why I decided to go into the role of a nurse practitioner. And that's pretty much it. I knew that I wanted to do this for a really long time.
Well, as far as for me, I have been a nurse since 2003, and I worked on the floors in the hospitals, and it was great. It was tiring, but it was great. So I wanted to, actually, a friend recommended it to me. I didn't know I had it in me. I didn't know that's what I wanted to do at that point in time. I just knew that I was working really hard in the hospitals, and that it was how do I say? It was exhausting. But I loved it, but it was exhausting. I love helping people, but it can be challenging being in there, which is why I support everyone working right now. But at that point inside, someone was like, what, why don't you go for your master's? Go ahead and get your nurse practitioner. You're able to actually take care of people in a medical office, do the prevention side of things. And for me, I was like, you know what, that makes a big difference. A lot of people come to the hospital after their medical conditions are exacerbated to the fullest, where they're actually sick, or where they need surgery, or where they need medication through their IV or things like that. So for me, catching people prior to going to the hospital was the biggest thing, and I actually enjoyed that a whole lot. So now having that interaction with patients, where you're seeing them throughout their care before they get sick, it makes a big difference. And a lot of patients, they're more grateful when you actually provide education, you speak to them, you're giving them resources. They get excited just knowing a little bit more about their health and how to actually tackle their conditions.
Wow. So, hearing what you're saying about working hard, I definitely know that you guys work so hard, because as a sign language interpreter, I interpret for many different so many different backgrounds, like
professionals, special
professionals and everything.
Right. I'm working in the hospital, government setting, anywhere you name it, I'm there. And so working in the hospital is probably the most exhausting because you have to be on all the time. There's like a on, where you're interpreting for the doctor and the patient, but then you do a lot of waiting in between in the lobby, and you can see nurses running up and down the hallway, changing beds, changing IVs. Someone wants medicine, someone wants this, someone wants that, and then they just looking at me like, and I'm like, hey, if you want something to say, I can say it for you. Yeah. So I commend you guys for doing that, and being a strong part of the community, because we need y'all. If you guys are gone, Lord help us all. So Burmy and Danishka, you guys started this business 1 year ago. Happy birthday.
Thank you.
Thank you. So excited
to be a brand new, like 1 year. What are some milestones you guys made, some setbacks you guys had? Tell me about that ride.
I will say this has definitely been a labor of love. I know I've worked Danishka's last nerves in terms of everything that I'm always asking her help with, pushing the envelope in terms of trying to get us to go to the next level. We're starting from the ground up with no patients in the very beginning. And then, pretty much having to pay for everything out of pocket. It can be a huge challenge, a huge dilemma. So most businesses, they already kind of give you the heads up when you first start out. Just plan for the first 2 years to be in the red. You're going to have to continually fund the business, take out loans for the business. And so that's what it was about in that very first year. And even up until this year, I will say up until the second year, up until this year, I want to say this month is now that we're going into our first year, we're starting to turn the tide, and we're getting more folks, more building traction. More folks are starting to learn about our practice and the services that we offer, and we're not having to contribute financially in terms of out of our own pocket as much as we were in the very beginning, where it was just constantly investing in risk and owners' investments in the product. So that's a big thing for me, because it can be definitely draining financially, especially as we're looking and facing the coronavirus. But I will say that now that I'm not having to contribute as much financially to the business, because we are bringing in enough business and people are starting to learn about our services, they're really excited about how things are going for us. That's a huge landmark. That's a huge milestone for us.
Oh, wow. Well, there's sorry about my light. Sorry. There's 3 very fine philosophers that once said, "Walk it like I talk it." They go by the name of Migos. And so I'm curious as how do you walk it like you talk it? What is your diet regimen? What is your exercise regimen? Share it.
Really putting us on the spot. I'm gonna let Danishka take over first.
Okay, so my family here, we're really in tune with trying to be healthy. So my boyfriend on my side, he actually does training as well as his full-time job. So in my household, there is no slacking. I am a healthcare provider who is I do weight loss, but I must say he's the boss of it all on my end, meaning that, we stay active. So we pretty much wake up in the morning, we go for a run. Typically in the afternoon. My run is very light because I have bad knees, so I'm gonna admit to that. So mine is only anywhere from 1 to 2 miles. His is about 4 or 6, 4 to 6. So his is different. I'm a different person. So either way, but I do it just because it keeps my metabolism going. It keeps me feeling vibrant. Keeps me going throughout the week. When I don't, I feel the difference. So I definitely feel like I need my cardio, and I definitely hate doing the weights, but he makes me do the weights. And that's really just to build my muscle strength, to keep me stronger, helps me, run better. I do that at least 3 to 5 times a week. Now that's a good week. There are times I slack, but I try to do best. I try to do more. And for me, I try to stick to protein and vegetables, and I do my carbs, but I do it typically at lunch. So that's what works out for me as far as maintaining my weight. And just trying to keep as active as I can. And I like to try to do different things. I'm one of those people that I like to go do the rock climbing things. I like to do walls and different things like that if once they're open again. But I like to stay active. We have 3 boys, and we have to stay as active as we can. We also have a dog, so we have to stay active for him as well too. Burmy?
I keep hearing feedback. Please forgive us. So I'm actually coming off of recovery. I had surgery several months ago, foot surgery. So it's been a slow recovery, but I am back out there. Before my surgery, I had a ritual every morning. I roll out the bed, I put on my workout gear, and I'm doing some type of cardio, whether it's a video on my phone, like a little phone app, or if I'm out bike riding, I'll go for a 5 to 10 mile bike ride. I'll do some type of walking. It's something that I love and enjoy doing. And I really have tried to make it a habit. Now, I will say with this coronavirus, the Rona out here has definitely, turned my routine around a tad bit. And so I'm starting to build that momentum and getting back out there. But for the most part, I do try and get out at least 4 to 5 days a week to do some type of walking or jogging or something, try and move my body. So yes, we do. Both of us do try to practice what we preach.
Awesome. What about your nutrition?
So I have pretty much for most of my life been really very strict on what I eat. So I want to call myself a pescatarian, but more so vegetarian. I may eat meat, fish right now once to twice out of a 2-week period. But for the most part, I'm more of what we call the nutritarian, where I'm really focused on a lot of nutrients, lots of beans, lots of nuts, whole greens. But that's just how it's always been for me. It's become a ritual, a habit that I pretty much incorporate now. There will be times you might find some snacks in my refrigerator. If you were to go in there and look, you will see I do have my cravings too. I understand. I get it. The salty chips. I love the tortilla chips. I love the potato chips. And those are my things. I've been able to train my palate not to want a whole lot of sugar. But the salty, crunchy things are my guilty pleasure, I will admit.
Okay, fine. You said it. I got a little bit too, every now and then, but
I'm glad I'm not the only one.
No,
it's realistic. It's realistic.
The struggle is real.
Especially now with Corona. I think right now with Corona, everyone has had their moment where they had to indulge a little bit, and it's human, and you have to do it. Sometimes you have to just indulge and then turn your brain around and just say, okay, that's enough, and let's move on to something better for us.
Yeah. But my thing is, for the most part, splurge every now and then. But if you just don't have it in the house, it's a lot harder for you to eat it. But if you have it in the house, and I know a lot of us went and stocked up on things when Corona got here, so we've got a pantry full of stuff that we're trying to get through. But if you go back out, just don't buy the unhealthy stuff. And if it's not there, you won't eat it. Anyway, okay. Next question for us, Miss Milana.
Well, that for sure is a true thing, because that's why I'm looking forward to the new challenge coming up soon, because I think I might have packed on maybe about 3 pounds since the Corona.
This is a good time for us to interject and just put you can see on the top upper corner. We are going to be offering the 20 pounds in 12 weeks. We realize that this Rona has been people have been piling on the pounds. So if any of you all are interested in being a part of this, you can see down at the bottom that you'll have the opportunity to send us a little quick text. You can be a part of our 20 pound, 12 weeks weight loss challenge. You'll be a part of a group that has supervised medical weight loss professionals like me and Danishka, who will be giving you a comprehensive supervised coaching platform to make sure that we help you reach your goals. We're going to have a bunch of folks that will be on board with us, including fitness experts, mental health experts. We're going to have a nutritionist there. We're going to have live cooking sessions and demos. You'll be able to do the cooking sessions with us as well. We're going to get to the nitty-gritty on why it is so hard for us to lose weight and what's up with the roller coaster ride, why we put the weight on, lose the weight, put the weight on. There really is a science behind it. And believe it or not, it's much more than you just eating healthy and exercise. It's more complicated than that. So don't beat yourself up. If you're one of those people, if I just had more self-control, I would be able to lose these 25 pounds. I'm telling you, it's more than that. So stay tuned. Join us in the 20 pounds in 20 weeks. You'll see that number down there. Send us a text message if you'd like to be a part of it. In terms of price, it's only $12 a week. So anyway, stay tuned. More to follow. Back to Milana.
All right, y'all. I got 2 more questions and I'm out. Okay.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I won't be before you very long. However, I've always wanted to know, what is it like to be a doctor? So, it's one thing about having a patient and having a practice and billing and all kinds of stuff. But what is it like to deal with describe the patients that you enjoy working with the most and the patients that you dislike working with? Or
Ooh,
don't
that's a hard one.
Denise, you go first on that one. Ooh, that's a tough one.
So she put me on the spot. No. So you said the person that I do not like working with.
The patients that you enjoy working with the most and the least.
Well, the funny thing is, I am probably the backwards person, meaning that like you think you want the patient that's sort of like gun ho and ready to move it and do it. You always want that, but at the same time, sometimes the people who have um the hardest challenge are the best to work with, because it's like as you sit with them, you're talking with them, you're finding out what's going on, what the troubling areas are, what is the most difficult situation for them to actually conquer their goals, or and the more you sit, the more you find out more about them and what their challenges are. And I think once I'm actually able to work with someone and actually be able to push back what the problem is, I feel more like rewarded that I was able to do it. So I think that excites me. And I don't know if it's like a mystery of just trying to like figure out that missing link of what's going on with this person, but those are typically what an average person would think is the hardest person to deal with, because it's like they're not ready, or they have whatever issue in the past that kept them back. But for me, I actually sort of look forward to that. And I can't really say that there's really a bad patient per se. It's really just a matter of everyone has different circumstances, and every single time you have to try to reach them, you have to listen and actually hear what's going on with them, and in order to address whatever the concern is. So I think I take it as I go. Everyone's a good patient.
Yeah, that's a hard question. I don't want to put out there that I don't like working with certain patients, but it can be a challenge if you have patients where you're putting a guide, you're putting a map, and you're saying, if you follow this map, if you stick with what I'm asking you to do, we'll work on come up with a program together. If you stick with this and you keep coming, we will get you to your goals. You have to be consistent with it. So the hardest patients, I think, for me to work with are people who are inconsistent. So we typically try and we found the evidence has shown that if you have more frequent touches with someone, an accountability partner, a medical professional, trainers, people who are going to work with you on it, you're more likely to lose the weight. But if you come and go, you're here 1 month, you're gone the next, you're back again, that's when it becomes really challenging as a healthcare professional to really work with you. My favorite patients are people who stick with the plan, and they come, they're here day in, day out. Usually we set it up for bi-weekly, depending on how much weight you have to lose. So throughout the week, you'll be able to hear stories from folks who have been very consistent in terms of their frequency and showing up and being willing to do the work, coming in at the allotted times that we set for them. And the folks who've been consistent with theirs, for the most part, they have been really able to make significant progress with their weight gain, with their weight loss, and they're keeping that weight off. So that's the big thing for me, just being consistent and being willing to do the work. And I'm excited because you guys will be able to hear tomorrow. We'll talk about a little bit more, but Milana will be one of the folks that will walk through her success story tomorrow. And she was consistent and she was determined. And you'll hear more about some of the other folks also who went through that. And we're very consistent. So consistent patients for me are the ones I love. The inconsistent, I still love them. I just need them to be more consistent.
I know. I tell you this. I can tell you this. Like, my primary care physician felt the way for cheating on me with my other physician, Burmy, and so I work, and that might be a thing that might come up for other people that are watching. Like, what about my primary care physician? Is it going to conflict with my medications that I'm taking? And I think that you need to be open, because your life, your health is important to everyone. The safety of it all. You got super high blood pressure. I mean, well, you guys check all of that. Y'all make sure that the blood pressure is stable, the insulin is stable. You guys are checking for us, and Burmy has checked for me. After like the first month of working with Burmy, I realized how much she really cares about me. I mean, not as a friend, but like just she cares about my health. And then like after the first month, I didn't want to keep coming to her with the same weight. I did not want to keep coming because I didn't want to disappoint her. And I didn't disappoint myself. And then when I started getting results, she would her eyes would light up and she would be so happy and proud. And then I think the biggest reward, because my primary care physician, she was not on board with it. Really. Like, I know you. I was like, I'm gonna do it. And when I came back, my blood pressure, my sugar, my overall health increased so much. And I just thank Burmy for that, and Custom Made Weight Loss and Nursing Solutions. She was so proud of me. She said, well, you proved me wrong. And that felt like amazing. And then like, and I have and now I could be like Genevieve. Like, that's her name. But we are good. Like, so I'm really, really happy that, you pushed through the difficult clients such as myself. I mean, I wasn't that bad, but I might have been a little bit of a challenge.
Like, last a little bit more for a session tomorrow. Give them a teaser. Don't give them too much. Let them tune in tomorrow so they can hear about your story, because it really is a fascinating one.
But my very last question is that, Danishka, as a mom, 3 boys, wow, 4 men, you know what I mean? And you, Burmy, you're dealing with the act of the Army Reserve, and then the custom weight loss solution. I mean, you always been hustling. You hustler from the morning up to sundown, and you work out, and you drink water, and you eat vegetables. How do you deal with stress?
One day at a time. That's all I do. Burmy and see, she was about to choke on her water. See, Burmy just throws things at me. I'm just like trying to catch him. I'm trying to catch him. Okay, I'm trying. And honestly, I really just try to get my rest. I really do. I do believe in mental health. I do believe in trying to take care of yourself first and trying to make sure that you are balanced and able to handle everything that's thrown at you. And honestly, it's never easy, it's never easy, but you just have to take it one day at a time and take them as they come and just go with it. But, working with this company has been something that has been life-changing for me, because it's more like, it's always been something that I wanted to do, but I can't say that I was able to carry it out. But working with Dr. B here, she's been a visionary, meaning that like she has this vision and she just wants to carry it through. And I'm like, wait, Burmy, we're not ready yet. We're not ready. She's like, sure we are. Let's do this tomorrow. And I'm like, then we do it tomorrow. And then I'm like, wait, that wasn't so bad. We could do it. We got it. And so I think together we sort of are able to sort of push forth some of our vision and our goals, and sort of like, we counter off of each other. Whatever she can't do, I'm sort of like, okay, maybe we could do that. And all the things that I can do, she's like, oh no, I could do this. And so in case that's my impression of Dr. B. But I think that this has been an awesome experience, and so far I can't wait to see exactly where it goes to. And I think with our 20 and 12 week challenge, I think this is going to be like the best thing, having people come aboard and actually seeing how we could actually get them to their goals. I think this is going to be an awesome experience.
I can't wait to be part of that.
Just listening to you, I'm like super juiced. And I think that's what brings me to the table every night. Like people say, when you find something that you love to do, it doesn't feel like work. I could sit and work on this all day, and I do. And it doesn't feel like work to me. I'm running out journaling because I know that there's a need out there, especially, you see all of us or people of color, you're hearing about the stories, what's going on with Corona, how so many of us are struggling with all of the chronic diseases, between the diabetes and the high cholesterol, the cancers, the heart attacks, the strokes. And why is it always in the Black community? So this is what our passion is. This is what our goal is to get our communities healthy, teach them how to eat right, get the weight off. I mean, number one, if you can get the weight down and we can teach you how to eat healthy, so many of those other issues that have that we're facing will fall into places. And we'll talk more. You'll hear about Milana's story tomorrow, but this is where it is all about. It's all about prevention. I'd rather put more focus in preventing disease than trying to run behind it and cure it.
Is that how you relieve your stress?
What? Doing what?
We were talking about how you relieve your stress.
Oh,
We sort of went off on a tangent.
Girl, I done missed the whole question. How do I relieve stress? Yeah, I guess working out. And then I do a lot of prayer, a lot of meditation, and then I write in my journal a lot. That's how I do a lot of writing and a lot of praying and a lot of singing. Y'all can't listen and can't hear me sing, but I do a lot of singing, and that helps to relieve stress. I'll put on some gospel or some kind of motivational stuff, and that helps with release. So sorry, I did go on a tangent, but as you can see, this is something that I love doing. So
I can see the passion you have, the passion that you both have. I appreciate you sharing with me for this this little power half an hour session that we got going on here. I'm inspired. I can't wait to get on this challenge with you guys. I'm gonna kill it.
Yeah,
I know you will. I know you will.
We'll put that shout. We'll put that in. We would love for you all to be a part of this 20 pounds in 12 weeks. Come on, let's take those 19 pounds that we put on over this Corona thing. All these pounds we've been packing on. It's time to do a reset. Summer is coming, just like they say winter is coming. We know that summer is coming. We're trying to get you all beach body ready. You can send us that text message. That number is going to be, I think it should be coming up soon. Just send us a text if you're interested. We'll send you more info about how you can join us, be inspired, be encouraged, be a part of a group, be a part of coaches who really care and truly want to see you succeed in your weight loss goals. And then stay tuned. We'll be back again tomorrow. You'll be able to hear from Milana, and we'll walk through her struggles, her success, her triumphs, and her tribulations with her weight loss goals. So thank you so much for tuning in. Stay safe out there. Wear your gloves, wear your mask, wash your hands, all that good stuff.
Stay home.
Stay home.
Stay home. All right.
Good night.
All right, everybody.
Good night.
See you next time.
Thank you, Milana. Bye.
Bye.